everybody? Welcome back to another great episode number 4. Yes, with your boy Rico No Suave, Heart of Hollywood Magazine. I am super happy to be back with each and every one of you guys. Did you miss me? I missed you. And I'm always missing you guys there in Hollywood and around the world. So welcome back once again. For the new people, hey, this interview series that I'm actually throwing is all about influencers, entertainers, actors, musicians, models, anyone that's in the entertainment industry that is rocking it out. And I'm here to expose them in a positive way to make sure that you guys understand their journey. But check it out. I got to introduce this gentleman. I am so happy to actually have this gentleman back with me once again. He is an actor. He is a musician. He has played in big roles such as The Wire. And he also has been singing also with my man, Lacey Turner, who you saw last week on the actual show. With further ado, everybody, I want you guys to stand up, do like a me, because my man is Thuliso Dingwall in the house. Let me bring him in. Boom! What's up, buddy? I think you're on mute. Let me see if
There we go. How you doing, man?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Man, you know what? Blessed and happy that you are here with me on the road to Hollywood, baby. On the road to Hollywood.
Yeah, man, we back at it again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, so we got kind of like 25 minutes of fame, right? So what we're going to do right now, we're going to get right into your interview. So one of the questions I did have, being an actor, right? And I know being an actor in that piece, you know, sometimes it's really hard to be able to stay consistent. But I know practicing makes perfect. So tell me, how do you actually get better as far as with practicing for yourself when it comes to acting?
Can you hear me?
I can. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. One of the things that I do, I typically like to self-tape. So I like to take monologues and kind of self-tape myself sometimes. Trying different monologues that I've never tried before. And just trying to stay fresh. I'm trying to look for classes now that I'm here in California. I'm trying to look for classes, and they can be a bit expensive, but you know, just trying to stay on your toes and stay current, pushing yourself and testing yourself. And just self-taping is really one thing that I know has helped me, is being able to look at myself, being able to record myself, look at myself, critique yourself, have other people, if you have an acting coach, to critique them too, or have them critique your performance. So just, you know, having people around that can critique you and being able to critique yourself.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's, you know, I guess it's, and when you're acting, there's different roles that you may play, right? So if there's certain roles that you actually play, I guess you're practicing in different forms, right? It's almost like a psychological thing. Like, do I want to be happy, mad? Do I want to be a villain? Or do I just want to be, you know, somebody?
Right. Exactly.
So when you're practicing, how do you actually practice? Like, is there a certain role that you pick for yourself to say, hey, I'm Thuliso and this is the way I'm going to practice? How does that work?
So, I mean, honestly, you got to find out what works best for you. You know, one of the things that I, again, like when it comes to studying a character, studying a script, you know, one thing I speak big on is character development. You got to give your character depth. You got to ask the hard questions. You know, removing yourself completely from that person, you know, or from, you know, moving yourself from the character. You know, what would this character do versus what would Thuliso do? Because we know what Thuliso would do, but we don't know what the character would do. So asking those questions, how would this character react? If this happened in the story, how would I react? What is their mind, you know, on, or what are they thinking about, you know, as things play along in the story and in the script and things like that? You got to ask yourself those questions, because they'll help you a lot in terms of guiding you for, you know, giving outline, like, you know, like giving your lines and doing a role. And I take character development. It's a huge part. If you have no depth, if you shallow, they'll know. Trust me.
Wow. Yeah, you don't want to be shallow. How? Right?
Nah.
You you definitely want to be deep into it. I feel you on that. I feel you on that when it comes to you having that personality, and I think, for yourself, right? It's like it's almost like I see Thuliso as a guy that's like really hype, like me, loves to smile, right? Can walk down the runway, get your motto on, right? Right?
For sure.
Right? And then you see a character that he plays, and you're like, oh man, that's not Thuliso. I don't never want to see him like that. But that's you being an actor, right? And practicing. If you wanted one person, or maybe two, I give you two. Big shout out to Miles, because I know she helps you out a lot as well, too. If you had someone to critique you in the acting, who would that be? It can be a famous actor. It can be somebody that's up and coming, or actually is already stable. Do you have a model that you would love somebody to critique you?
Man, that would be, well, first of all, shout out to my Dukes, because that's my biggest critic. But shout out my Dukes, man. That's my biggest critic. She gonna tell me if I'm doing it right or not. Like shout out to my Dukes. But if I had to pick two actors right now that I would want to like coach me or like kind of like critique my work.
Yeah.
One of them I would have to say, of course, I gotta go with Denzel first and foremost.
Yeah.
That's the first person I gotta go with, just based off of, his range and what he's able to do. But another person I would ask, man, a second person, I'd probably have to go with Viola Davis, because she's like that, man. In terms of female actors, for me, I love her, man. I love her. She takes it to another level.
Yeah, she's just natural. Like she's like super, like natural. Like when she does it, it's just like that's just her in general. Okay, so you said no, right? Okay, you want the training day Denzel, or you want the kind of the Eli Denzel?
I think I want the book of Eli. For sure. For sure.
I think the book of Eli would be good for you. Yeah. Because if you had a training day, you'd be on. Oh man, I think that would be a good one, man. Denzel Washington, man, is such a one thing I love about Denzel Washington is probably because of your respect for him, but also because your personality probably go with him as well too. He does a lot for the community, but he's so general and real. Right. And a lot of people, I don't see too much in regards to only when he's acting, right? And then I might see some quotes and things like that. But he's such a realist, and I know he gives to the community as well. And I think that's a great connection to have as far as with Denzel, as well. And they made a joke about Denzel. I don't know if you've seen it when it was one guy I think it was the Bad Boys of Comedy, and one guy had impersonated Denzel Washington. And I actually met him here in Chicago, and he was like, "What if Denzel owned a restaurant with Morgan Freeman and Bernie Mac and Chris Rock?" And he
God!
Well, he did him so well. But then I started thinking, I'm like, man, you know what's unique? And you're talking about acting is his voice.
Yes.
Yeah, like his voice, and it's like I can see why you would actually say that critique piece, because he'll point you in that way of you being unique, right? So that's awesome, man. So let's talk about, before we get to the music piece, because I know you want to do, right? So let's talk about some of the movies that you've been in. I already know, of course, I'm always asking about, The Wire. I know it comes back. So you actually been in some extras, but also you've been in movies, and also, did you do plays as well?
I did. Oh man, we're gonna be here for. We got what, man? 20 minutes left, man. Let me go ahead, man. Look, right. So as a kid, when it comes to plays, I did a lot of plays, especially in high school. So like Shakespeare, that's like my base. And then from there, I was in a play called Resurrection that was written by Daniel Beatty and directed by Oz Scott.
Okay.
And that went to 3 different venues. We were at Arena Stage in Washington, D.C., probably the most well-known and prolific theater in the D.C. area. Then we went to Hartford Stage, as well as Philadelphia Theater Company. And that was like during my 8th grade year. Like, I'm going into high school when all of that's happening. So yeah, I toured with that show for a year with plays. With movies, I did a lot of extra work. But just recently, I was in a film called The Mechanics Rose that was directed by Yusef Mays, Yusef Platinum Pen Mays, and it was been nominated for quite a few things for the Michelle Film Festival that was here in California, for the hip hop movie festival, and it's been going crazy. So yeah, I'm kind of happy and proud about that as well. He's got some movies out right now that are on like Comcast and things like that you can catch. So yeah, like it was dope working with him and with the other actors, with Iro, and it was great. It was a great experience. Television shows, I guest star as you know, The Wire. That's the mainstay, and then you got yeah, man, that's the base right there. You know the vibes. And then I guest starred on Law and Order from there, Person of Interest, Unforgettable, things like that. So I had a pretty nice career so far, as what I should say. And I plan on continuing that and pushing and meeting new people and trying to push myself. So I trying to get to where I want to be, where
So Person of Interest was kind of like a geeky type, I'm gonna find you the bad guy type series, which was awesome. Did you meet any of the main actors? Because one of them was actually in Lost, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't get a chance to meet any of the main actors. I mean, the only person I really got a chance to speak to was Malik Yoba, and that was only because we were in the scene together. So yeah, Malik Yoba, he definitely is a good guy. Gave me great advice. Even at that time, I asked him like, what advice would you give somebody? And basically, like, he just told me to like, don't give up and don't get yourself fit in a box. Like, don't allow them to put you in a box. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he gave me some great words. And, I've carried those and definitely kept those to heart in terms of, my performances and just everything in terms of my career. Just trying to be as diverse as I possibly can. And
yourself, man, congratulations on that, man. I always clap for you, bro.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. So when it comes to you actually auditioning for these roles, right? Are you, because I know Mom Dukes, Mom Dukes is kind of like your agent, right?
Yeah.
In regards to you finding these gigs, what was it like finding these gigs? Like, I mean, because Person of Interest is really awesome. And then you got Unforgettable. That's a good one as well, too. And of course, the Wire. And I think you were, how old were you?
Man, I was like 10 years old. Like so most of those shows I did from the span of age like 10 to 16. So yeah, I was really kind of young, but I was good at what I did. And
22 right now, 23?
Say again, I'm 27, man.
Oh, you're 20. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I knew you was young.
I know I look young. I know, man. I know. But I'm 27. Yeah, man. But I honestly, when it came to finding the opportunities, I really got to thank Linda Townsend. She is, without her, there would be no Thuliso Dingwall, the actor. There would be none of that. So I thank her eternally for what she's done in terms of teaching me, getting me ready, giving me a base, giving me the chance, to be able to do that. And I can never thank her enough. Shout out to her. She's based in Fort Washington, and that's where I had my start at.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's much love, man. I always got those people to actually help you to get to where you need to be at the very beginning. And then going through that, it's all IMDb all day. You know what I mean? Like IMDb all day. Because then your credits and all of that stuff start blowing up. And people, of course, in the acting business as well as musicians, they look at that, man. They look at that like it's Facebook, or they look at it like it's Instagram, as far as a lot of the Hollywood stuff. So that's awesome, man. Congrats to you. So during that time, of course, and then you start acting, when you were prepared, because you were young, you were pretty young, man. And I have to say that, still young yourself, but when you were actually getting into that, were you nervous?
Nah, I don't think I would say I was nervous. I think that was one of the things I definitely wasn't when I started out, because I told my mother like this is what I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think nervous. The only time I think I really got nervous was when if I booked it and it was time to go on set and do it, and it was
Yeah.
jitters. When you get the
Yeah.
jitters when you first do
Yeah.
something, but that's the only time. So I wouldn't say I got nervous. That ain't
Yeah.
in.
That's right. That's
That ain't
right.
in.
Hard times. Let's go. That's awesome, man. I'm telling you, I mean, I'm sure people loved you on the scene, bro, and they still love you to this day as far as being on the scene, which is hot, man, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So as far as how you're preparing right now for new auditions, are you preparing for anything brand new at this time as far as to filming?
I do have some film opportunities coming up. I don't want to speak too much on them right now because
Okay.
they still yeah. But yeah, I do got some opportunities coming up within the next month or so. So yeah,
Okay.
stay tuned.
Yes,
With
sir.
that, stay tuned with
Yes,
that.
sir.
Stay
Yes,
tuned.
sir. Yes. What is it? Is it Thuliso.com?
Correct.
Boom. Still headed. Yes,
Y'all
sir.
can follow me. I'm better on Instagram if y'all want to reach out and can kind of stay updated with me on a personal level as well as on a business
Okay.
level. So you can follow me. It's my name. It's THU.LISO. Real simple. It's my name. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, follow me.
I like that. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all follow my guy, man. Blow it up. Tell him Rico from the heart of Hollywood sent you. You know what I mean? So, yes, sir. Hey, okay. So now we got a few more minutes of of course, of fame here, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got to get into the musician part, right? I got to say, everybody, if you haven't seen his website, you got to go to his website and check out his model pictures. The guy has style. I mean, the guy has style. We call it in Spanish, estilo de flaco, man. He's so slim, right? Este como la rico no suave, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He got swag, man. He got swag in him. So that swag and everything is there. I love your pictures, bro. Let's switch it over to me, right? Let's talk about the musician piece. So tell us a little bit in regards to, how what, do you play an instrument? Are you a singer? Tell the world about you on that piece.
So I do sing and I do rap. I have some songs out right now. I worked a lot closely with a friend of mine that I've known since middle school. And we made some music together. We got a couple of videos out. And we still making some music that we plan on releasing real soon. But yeah, I know we were talking earlier about it off live, but I'm working with another artist. His name's Lacey, which you've met
Yes.
before. So I'm working with him on a song called Rescue You, and I'm gonna be singing with him on that. I plan on dropping a few songs in November. And yeah, I mean, I got some things with the music, and the music is really cooking right now. So I got some things coming out. I got a feature that I did with a friend of mine back at home. His name's Rolling Backwards. So I mean, yeah,
Rolling.
we
I like that.
yeah, we out here. We out here.
That's hot. So, so when it comes to you singing, what type of style is it R&B? Is it like more slow, or what type of songs are you singing? And then you say you rap as well too.
Correct. So I do sing mainly R&B, but I can sing pretty much anything. If I had to kind of give a description of what I can do, I like Chris Brown. If you listen to Don Toliver, if you listen to those kind of artists, Usher and things like that, those are the kind of artists that you'll hear me listening to or trying to emulate 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. So the influencing piece comes from those role models that you have when it comes to singing, pretty much.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Chris Brown, he's sick. He's sick on the dances too. He's sick on the dances. I mean, the guys, you both are slim, so I'm assuming if you were to break down on something, you'd be good. You'd be good to go. That's awesome. Now, in regards to different types of music, were you influenced by any other type of music? Like, did you like country? Because country nowadays, man, like the fusion of country has that R&B flavor, that fusion in there as well. Would you ever see yourself as far as going in that arena, as far as with your voice, doing like a collab as far as with, like a Tennessee whiskey or something like that?
I'm open. I'm open. That's what
Yeah,
I'll say. I'm open.
my
I'm
man.
open to anything.
Man, that's hot.
I'm
Hey, I
open.
want to that dude. You should do a cover of Tennessee whiskey. Now that I think about it, you should do it. I think you probably have a good voice for that. I'm digging that, man. Hey, if you ever need a backup, just holler at me. Let me know.
I got you.
I'll try to come in like Justin Timberlake. I'll try to do it. That's awesome. So on the hip hop side, when it comes to rap, so are you kind of like hip hop Neo, like Tribe Called Quest, or are you kind of like a Drake? What type of influencing come in for you when it comes to rap?
Definitely Drake. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a great.
gotcha.
And at least in my generation, he's a great. Definitely Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Definitely Jay-Z. I got quite a few. So I mean, I kind of pull from a lot of people. So when it comes to rap and like hip hop, I pull from a lot. Like I'm inspired by a lot of rappers and what they do, how they play with words, how they play with flows and things like that. So I mean, it's a long list. It's a long list.
I mean, and it's a good list though, right? Because those are kind of like the tutors, right? They're like the teachers of saying, hey, if you want or if you're flowing with my style or flowing with my beat, and if you ever want to freestyle, you can freestyle my beat and then, tell me exactly what you look like, sound what you and also look like it, because you gotta have that rap face. They gotta have a face on it, right? See, for me, I'm kind of like that old school Slick Rick, Run DMC. Back in the day when it actually came to, like what's his name, Curtis Blow, and all of those guys that actually was the pioneers. LL Cool J, Method Man, and all those guys that used to come up. Where do you get your ideas when it comes to hip hop? Because when it comes to hip hop, there has to be there's a fluence of style, but there's also the words that goes behind it. So when you're thinking about rapping on hip hop, where's your mind at as far as with that?
Talking about what's going on in my life and what's real. Like if it's true, I'm gonna write it down. That's kind of what I do. If it happened, I'm gonna put it. If it's something I want, I'm gonna write it. But if everything's gonna be real. When I rap, it's stuff that actually happened. So I mean, that's why I don't rap too often. But when I do, it's gonna be some real stuff. 100%.
Yeah, it's with that meaning from the heart, right?
Yeah.
And you got to put Mom Dukes in the rap. You got to put Ron Dukes in the words in there. Mom Dukes got to be there like Dear Mama.
For sure. For sure.
Because Mom Dukes, she definitely need a song by herself. That's hot. That's hot, man. So in regards to performing, like, have you performed in front of people as far as anything? Let me ask you a question. Hold on. So when we talk about rap, right, and we also talk about, your singing, are you also kind of like songwriting between rap and songwriting and R&B are totally two separate things, right? When it comes to songwriting for like when singing, do you also indulge in that as well?
Composing? I do songwrite. Have I done it for an artist yet? No. I would if I was asked, because I can. But like you said, there's two separate things to write in a rap song and write in an R&B song. So they're two different vibes, two different fields, two different everything. So it's all about just knowing the lane that you're in and being able to maintain and stay in that, and even create new ones if you can. So yeah.
It's like filling the person out, right? It's like filling the person out. I'm going to write something that you want. Like if I see that you're in love with this chica, right? And then all of a sudden she breaks your heart, we're going to write about that, right? I need love, right? And it's like kind of that feel of, if I'm going to write about you, you got to feel that out. Has anyone ever came to you and said, hey, Thuliso, man, can you write me a hip hop verse?
As of yet, no. But I'm always open. So if you watching this, I'm always open. I'm down to write whatever. Like I'm down to collab. I'm down to feature. I'm down to do whatever.
Hey, I might have you write a nice little something for the intro of this new show. You know what
All
I
right,
mean?
hey,
Hey, we might
hey,
have to do that.
let me
I
know. Look, all you
the
gotta do
world
is let me know, and I'm there.
You heard it here. I gotta give up with you, Thuliso, because that might have to happen, baby. Or an outro. I'm gonna have to give you an outro. You know what I mean? An
Yeah.
outro music. I'm game. So, do you make your beats too? Do you also work on beats as well?
So I actually work with a few producers. Mainly like one of them is Dewan Crooks. Shout out to him, man. He's been sticking with me since high school.
Big shout out.
Big shout out to Dewan Crooks, man. Y'all can check him out on SoundCloud, and he's got stuff on Apple Music. Shout out to Heavy in the Chevy. That's another producer I've worked with in the past. He's actually signed to QC. If you know who QC is, that's Migos and the rest of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, he worked with Lakia, one of their artists, really tight. So yeah, those are my guys, and I try to work with them as much as I can.
Okay.
And yeah.
That's cool, man. Hey, man, keep that realm going, man. Like you have it, bro. You have it, and I know it. I think that's the reason why I'm interviewing you again, right? Because you have it, bro. And I'm like, I can't wait to see you on that red carpet. That's number one. Number two, I can't wait to see what you have coming up. I know the Secret Service told you not to tell nobody, right?
We're gonna wait on it. We're gonna wait on
Yeah,
that.
but hey, you gotta give me the sample. You know, you gotta give me the sample when it finally come out, bro. Because I definitely want to rock it, man. And you know, big shout out to Mom Deuce keeping you disciplined, keeping your head strong, man. Keeping your head strong and keeping you focused. How do you do that? Like, how do you tell the world, say, hey, Thuliso, how do you stay focused in life? How do you do that?
You gotta have some kind of motivation, like, or resolve with you. If you don't have like a resolve, then it's gonna be all pointless. You know, what are you really doing it for, kind of thing. So I
Yeah.
try to just remember I came, you know, if for people who don't know, I moved from Maryland to California within the last couple of months here. So, you know, I have a resolve that I'm gonna y'all gonna know my name. Y'all gonna know who I am. Like, and I'm telling you, like, that is my resolve. Like, y'all are gonna know me. Y'all gonna respect me. I'm gonna be out here, and that's gonna be that. Like, that's my resolve. Like, to prove to not only just, you know, myself, but to everybody else. You know, anybody that's ever doubted, which, you know, I'm pretty sure there's some doubters out there. If you don't got none, you ain't doing it right. You know what I'm saying?
Secret Service.
Yeah, I was about to say, look, I ain't gonna speak on nothing, but you just gotta do it for yourself and be able to prove to everybody and yourself that, you know, you could do this. You could do this.
And I think that's the mindset. The mindset of what you have is the mindset that I have. That's why we connect so well, because our focus is these blinders. On the outside, there might be haters, there might be people that don't like you, or the people that may envy you in a positive and a negative way, right? I mean, there's two sides of that, right? And I think for you, I think you actually know that, hey, there's haters that's going to actually be out there. But that's why you're in Cali right now, because you're about to prove to people, hey, you need to pick me, right?
That's my resolve. Like, it's for me to get y'all to pay attention, because I've been here, and I'm trying to let y'all know I'm gonna be here, and that's what that is.
Hey, make sure you speak Spanish too. Make sure you
I'm working on it.
Hey, Thuliso, when you start singing in Spanish, it's gonna make it so broader for you, bro. And everybody's gonna love you, bro, no matter what, right? You be going to people's houses like, hey, you want a little bit of taco? What do you want? You want some habichuela? Okay. What? And all you gotta do is say, "Si, papa, si." I love it, man. Hey, we down to one more minute, man. But if you want to say anything else to anybody that's out there that's actually want to go down the road, what advice would you give them?
Keep going. Don't stop. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. And like I said, if you can't do it if you don't got a resolve. You got to have a reason for why you're doing it. You got to, whether that's to prove it to yourself. So you got to have some kind of resolve. And if you don't have a resolve, it's going to be, you're going to get lost. You will get lost. And you got to be sure of yourself, confident. And like I said, don't let anybody tell you can't do nothing. Don't let nobody tell you that, ever.
Hands down, man. Hands down. Yes, my man Thuliso. Hey, bro. Hey, our 30 minutes went by fast. But I have to say, man, it was such a great time conversating with you and you telling Hollywood and the world about you there already. You in Cali now. So they need to pick you up, man. And if not, tell them to take a look at this video so they can see.
Okay, yeah, damn straight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I want to thank you so much for being on the show, man. Hey, say hello to Mom Dukes for me. Mama! Say hello to Mama. Say Rico No Suave. Say, hola, como esta, Mama? You know?
Got you.
And of course, man, I want you to continue to do the best you always have, man. And once again, man, I appreciate you. Continue to do the best, all right, my man?
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you, dog, and we get up 100%.
Yes, sir. Everybody put your hands together. My man, Thuliso, Dingwall. Yes. I'll see you soon, man. You take care.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hey. Everybody, I want to thank you guys so much for being on the show with me, episode 4. Thank you guys so much for being here on the Heart of Hollywood magazine. It was another great show. Can't wait, because next week we have my man Mark Hoberman, an education specialist. That excuse me, whoa, I'm all choked up. Whoa, I had such a great time. I had to choke up my words. But I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Hey, don't forget, if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. It's your first time. If you're on Facebook, go to YouTube. Subscribe to Heart of Hollywood magazine or Heart of Hollywood media. That's where it's actually at. So make sure you go and talk to everybody. Comment on the video. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. But just tell us what you like. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear all of those great things. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to me, your boy, Rico No Suave, your host. I'll see you guys next week. Same time, same beautiful channel. I see you, beautiful people. You guys take care. Darling.